Hey, what's up, guys? Today I want to talk about what makes a great song. What are some of the pillars in all great songs? Doesn't matter what the genres are. For me, it's authenticity, ability, and melody. If you could have those three elements in one song, you have a real shot at making a great record. So let's break them down one by one because this is what I'm looking to have in my songs. Now, one of my really good friends, an incredible producer, Bink the Humble Monster, has once told me, James, you got everything. We need some melody in some of these records. So in some of the records coming up, we're gonna start introducing some melody. Shout out my brother Bink. Just saw your episode on Netflix, man. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out on Rory and Mal on Netflix. Okay, so authenticity. Is the record real? And it doesn't even have to, so there's records. One of my favorite artists and just music person of all time is Smokey Robinson. And he wrote for a lot of the records for Motown. You can hear My Girl by the Temptations. You can hear the authenticity, though it wasn't written by the Temptations. It was written by Smokey Robinson. There's still authenticity. So in hip hop, writing your own music is a big deal, but it's not necessarily a must when it comes to authenticity. Maybe to the craft, but not to the song, if you kind of understand what I'm saying. You could still have other writers write the song and it still be authentic as long as it fits for the artist. Whitney Houston, I Will Always Love You. Obviously, she didn't write it, but it feels pretty damn authentic when you hear it. Okay, so authenticity. There's records like Many Men by 50 Cent, where it's oozing, it's bleeding authenticity, the whole record. He got hit like I got hit, but he ain't. Yeah, like you can hear how authentic he is in that record and how singular those experiences are to him. Another like real authentic, the reason why like the blues worked so well, or yeah, let's just stick with the blues. Okay, so blues and country music, they don't sound exactly the same, but they have that pillar of authenticity. Maybe the song doesn't land to the palate, to the ear in the most pleasing way all the time, for me, especially with country. But when it's so truthful and authentic, it's hard not to like the record. So for me, the three pillars that make a really, really great song: one, authenticity. Is the record a real record? Is it coming from a real place? It's great if the artist who is performing the record is the one who wrote it, but for me, it's not a must. It just needs to come from a real place and it needs to be performed with that same authenticity. The other pillar for me is relatability. Okay, so the song I just referenced, 50 Cent, Many Men, not a lot of us can relate to that song. Specifically, we can't relate to that song. Hopefully we can't. But there is a feeling of relatability when he's saying that many men don't wish him well, or aren't hoping for the best for him. He's saying wish death upon me. Hopefully that's not the case for all of us, though it was specific for him. Again, going back to the authenticity, there's a feeling of against all odds on that record, which we all can relate to, of people not rooting for us. So though his story had authenticity to it, it also had relatability to it, because, and then you add the third one, which a lot of hip hop records don't have, but some of the biggest ones do, and is melody. So some people feel like he can thank Ja Rule for that. It's not like Ja Rule taught him melody. He just took a formula that won for other people and used it for himself as well. So melody. Can you add authenticity, relatability, and melody all in one record? I'll go on a way different spectrum of hip hop that all three of these pillars are in this artist's records. And that's why he had some of the biggest records. You look at Nelly. Nelly had authenticity. He was from St. Louis, and He wanted to tell you every chance he could get he was from St. Louis and where he was from. There was no rapper that we knew of on a large scale from St. Louis yet. So he was authentic to where he was from. He was using slang from where he was from, dialect from where he was from, dressing from where he was from, and then relatability. The record with Kelly Rowland. A lot of us have been in situations where, you know, somebody that you're interested in is with somebody else and you wish they were with you. That's a relatable record, right? So he has authenticity, he has relatability, and then he has melody. Nelly's definitely somebody who's introduced melody to his records, even to the point of, you know, doing country records and singing on that. So I'm trying to think of an artist who doesn't have all three. Now, the one that comes, well, let's do one more that has all three. Let's go Drake real quick and speak about Drake's music. Authenticity has lately been lacking, I would say, as somebody who enjoys a lot of Drake's music. I believe in the beginning, the authenticity was a strong pillar for him because he wasn't trying to be anybody that he wasn't. And maybe this is who he's grown into, but that's unfortunate. The authenticity was there. The relatability definitely was there, especially early on in the blog era and college kids and figuring life out. Relatability was definitely there. And then, of course, melody. So Drake's probably the king of hip hop of all time, of doing melody the best. But the artist that I do want to go to that doesn't have one of the pillars, he has authenticity, he has relatability, but he doesn't have melody. And when he doesn't have melody himself. And when he's looking to get melody, he usually gets it from somebody else like Rihanna, Beyonce, Alicia Keys, John Legend, Pharrell. This artist, of course, is Jay-Z, who just did the Roots Picnic. And he set the country, you know, into a frenzy just off of rap, which I think is cool. So he is so strong in two of the pillars that he doesn't need to do the third pillar himself. You know what I mean? Like the authenticity is there, the relatability is there. Just look at the 444 album, or records like You Must Love Me, or Mama Loves Me, or I don't know, there's a whole bunch of Meet the Parents. There's a whole bunch of relatable records, but he's never in a real way tapped into melody. He just doesn't have the pleasing voice for it. He kind of has a thin voice that's good, that's cuts through records with dialogue, but it's not the most pleasing once you start trying to use it for melody. So can an artist have 2 out of the 3 and still be really good? For sure. I think it's really important to at least try to introduce melody to the record some way, somehow, whether it's through yourself or through a feature. So authenticity, relatability, and melody. You get these 3 pillars in a record, and then of course just sonically the record needs to make sense. But if you can get these 3 pillars into a record, it has a good shot. And so many times, again, to my friend Brink, who is talking about a lot of the music out right now, it's targeting for what something else sounds like. I want to make a record like Y or Z, and they literally are throwing darts at a bullseye, trying to sound like another record or artist that's already successful. It might sound cool, it might actually sound really good, but do you want to be an artist or a chameleon? And if you have these 3 pillars in your records, the authenticity, if you tell your story and your story only, a good artist can make anything sound good. That's why I have so much respect for country artists, writers. I always say, like, they can make an entire record off of a oil stain on their driveway. You know, like if the car's leaking oil, they can make a whole record off of that. Specificity is also a pillar in a good record. It's not one of the 3, but can you be so specific? Jeezy was always really good at this. Can you be so specific in your lyrics where you are putting the listener right there with you. What was that? Forget the name of the record. Who Dat? Yeah, I think it was Who Dat, one with Shorty Red. When Jeezy said, called my lawyer, told him I got some little trouble. I know some people with some little trouble. Okay, you know it's me. If you beat it, I'll pay you double. Like, he just puts you right there next to him in that phone conversation while he's calling his lawyer. You could feel the paranoia. Jeezy's just always been really, really good at that specificity of putting you right there where he is. So I guess that's an added bonus. It's a fourth pillar. So you got authenticity, relatability, melody if you can do it, and specificity. Fuck it, we're gonna say it's 4 pillars. These are the pillars making music here that I'm gonna be following. And let me know what songs that you guys feel have all 4 of these pillars. I guarantee you it's some of the best records. All right, guys, I'm heading in. Appreciate it.